and sift it through his unfailing love. So, brothers and sisters, please remember, for he said, I would never leave you nor forsake you. So we can confidently say, the Lord is my helper. I will not fear. What can man do to me? Hebrews 13:5. You must remember, brothers and sisters, to cast your cares upon him, because God, he cares for you. And if you or anyone that you know is helping the displaced families with food, drinking water, clothing, temporary shelter, etc., please let us know, and we will get the word out to our listening families and friends. Please call 865-577-4885. Someone will take your information. Remember, we are all in this together. Teamwork makes the dream work. We love you, East Tennessee, and we're praying for you. We are going to pull together because we are called to uplift each other in such a time as this. Remember, there's a way out of your mess, and it's JESUS.
Where can you buy a brand new Nissan with a lifetime warranty? Kingston Pike. Hey folks, Gerald Anderson with Ted Russell Nissan. You heard it right. Every new Ted Russell Nissan comes with a lifetime warranty, and that's a long, long time. Ted Russell Nissan on Kingston Pike.
Good morning and welcome to AM 1380 WYSH and Ask Your Neighbor. Ask Your Neighbor can also be heard and seen on our website, WYSHradio.com. And if you are in Anderson, Rome, or Morgan County and have Comcast cable, you can watch Ask Your Neighbor on BBB TV Channel 12. Ask Your Neighbor is the program where you call in and do just that. Ask Your Neighbor. Do you have a comment? Do you have a problem? Or do you have a question? Then call in and ask your neighbor. 865-457-1380 or toll free at 877-711-4005. And for those of you that might be listening or watching on the internet, you can email from our website, WYSHradio.com. Just click on the Contact Us button and email your questions. Now sit back and listen as listeners throughout East Tennessee and the entire world answer your questions on Ask Your Neighbor on BBB TV 12 and AM 1380 WYSH.
Everybody, welcome into a finally Friday edition of Ask Your Neighbor. I hope you're having a fantastic day, getting ready for a fantastic weekend full of football fun and hopefully some nice weather. I'm ready for it. Some ladies are joining us here today from, is it Xander's house? Is that what it's called?
Xander's Place.
Xander's Place. All right. What's y'all's names?
My name is Mindy Wilson.
And I'm Kami Morgan.
Nice to meet you guys. Tell us a little bit about what Xander's Place is. Let's start with that, folks. Because at first, Jasper had written it on the board out there. I always try and write stuff in here, and I was like, I didn't know I had guests today. So I don't know a lot. I'm not prepared as I normally would be. But so tell me a little bit, what is Xander's Place?
So we are a new nonprofit in Anderson County.
Yes.
And it is strictly a nonprofit that is it's a nonprofit that we work specifically with special needs families to help them get connected to resources that they may not know are accessible to them within their communities.
Give me like a for instance of something that we might have or that you guys might be aware of that a special needs family might not know about.
Okay, we can help connect families with financial resources that help them pay for medical bills. With special needs children, there are often a lot of expenses that they have to pay for, and we can help connect them with resources as they go through all of that with their child.
So a lot of folks don't understand maybe that some of that is available.
Yeah, there's a lot of state programs out there that families can get connected to. And so we just want to be a point of contact. We always know it's always about who you know.
Sure.
And we want to alleviate some of that red tape for them. So a lot of the research that Kami is my executive director for Xander's Place. She's gotten families connected to dentists, outpatient therapies,
even other families who, I connect them with other families with special needs children. They can have a support group in their neighborhood.
Sports activities. We are working with Museum of Appalachia for their Heritage Days, and we're going to offer sensory-friendly area and environment for the children that are participating in the field trips there. Those next 2 days are coming up at the end of October.
Yes.
And we'll offer just a quiet, cool environment that has beanbag sensory toys, just a place for them to be able to escape the hustle and bustle and heat that's a part of the field trip.
Sure.
So they can calm down, get regulated, and then return to the fun part of the field trip.
What led you guys to do this, start this, get involved with it?
You really want to know my heart? Okay.
Yes, I do.
Xander is actually a young man who is now a 7th grader at Clinton Middle School.
Gotcha.
And he was my very first nonverbal student, and they moved here from, and I'm going to say it wrong, but Alabama, and I answered all these questions for them. What's the best pediatrician to work with my nonverbal child? Where can we get him to the dentist? What activities, he loves music, is available to him? And so when you're in that type of environment with these families, you become family too,
sure.
Right? And so we've just walked this journey for a really long time, and I had the opportunity to, goodness, Kami and I talked all the time. A lot of these resources, we would tell parents as they were in the car ride or line, or we would text them to say, hey, what about this? What about that? And so we realized there was a huge need for this community of special needs parents, because a lot of the time they do feel very isolated. They feel very alone. They're not really sure where to go and who to go to and what's accessible to them.
Sure.
And so that's really where my heart lies, is just making sure that they we can alleviate some of that red tape with them. We can walk that journey with them. We can share our light with them to just say, we're here for you. A lot of it is just being
there for them. A lot of special needs parents have said that one of the biggest things that they deal with is that they feel isolated.
Yes.
They don't feel like they can go out in their community and participate in community events. They feel judged when they take their kids out to do something publicly. And so part of Xander's Place is not just connecting them with resources, but to enlighten our community on ways that we can make things more inclusive for these families.
Tell them about, so we're partnering with the city of Clinton and Taylor, I'm going to mispronounce her last name,
Colson.
It used to be Huddleston.
Oh, yes,
it used to be Huddleston. I can't adjust.
Her dad and I were roommates in college.
Yeah. So
Jimmy
the
G.
big Halloween thing that they have at the Clinton Community Center, we're working with them, and we're going to have a sensory-friendly Halloween section for our families so that they can still participate. And this doesn't just have to be special needs children. My personal children also get very overstimulated, and it's a loud environment. So there'll be a place within the community center that they can come through and get candy and have the same experience and be a part in an inclusive environment for them, but also know that there's a safe place for them. You want to talk about working with Jimmy Taylor and Christmas?
Yes, we are working with Jimmy Taylor at Apple Blossom. We are going to have a sensory-friendly side to the cookie crawl that is in downtown Clinton. We're going to set up with him and have a quieter side to that. And we're going to have Santa.
And Mrs. Claus, we have confirmed.
Mrs. Claus will be there also. Yes. She has cleared her schedule for us.
That's great. There you go.
So we're going to be doing that too. We're really excited about the interest that we've gotten from local businesses to include these families. And I know that they appreciate just that little bit of effort that people are putting forward.
Are most of the children that you guys are talking about right now, are we talking about autism or kids are on the spectrum? Is that what you've seen the most need for, or just all in general?
All inclusive. I think it's just, there are obviously children on the spectrum, but there's just children with a variety of disabilities families just, it's difficult, like they're at Food City and their child's having a tantrum, and instead of everybody there like judging them like, hey, get your kid together, when it's a lot of it is communication, and they don't we just want them to feel like they're included in activities, and I don't feel like they ever feel like they're excluded, but I don't feel like they ever feel like there's a spot for them for when their child is overstimulated, or when they're just amped up and just need a safe place to go, or to interact with Santa locally within their communities, instead of having to travel outside of Anderson County.
You guys, I know you talked about Jimmy down at Apple Blossom. Are you reaching out maybe to some of the other businesses and saying, hey, can you block off just a little space over here, because we have X number of people in this community that could use that quiet space, possibly, like you said, your kids, your grocery shopping. And
we are trying. So right now we're a two-man show.
Okay.
You're looking at us. We have two businesses. So we have our profitable side of the business, our sister business, Avo Kids, where I specifically work with families with special needs children that have IEPs and 504s, and I help them.
I don't know what is that.
So an IEP or a 504 is an individual educational plan or a health plan.
Gotcha.
To help children access their free and appropriate education within the schools.
Gotcha.
And our local community does an amazing job at that. We, as a Breezon special education teacher, there was always a need that I wanted to be able to educate them more, right? To say there are more things, and there are a lot of things that families just don't know, like that you don't have to sign the IEP when you're in the meeting. There's just like little bitty, like, we want them to be fully prepared, and it's not just an Anderson County thing that we're doing. I drove to Murfreesboro and Wartburg on Wednesday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's just a specialized service that we can help families feel seen and heard at the table.
Have you had the opportunity to meet Amanda Taylor out at First Baptist Church? Because Amanda hosts a resource fair every year.
We were there.
Were you guys there? Okay, very good.
Yeah,
that's
it
great.
was a whole process. Yeah,
that's good. All right, good. So you're already plugging into those things to get the word out to the people that need it, and hopefully we can do that too. So if there's somebody out there right now and they're listening to us, first of all, if they have a need, how do they reach you? What should they do?
Okay. On our website, which is www.zandersplace, and that's XANDER-PLACE.com. We have a contact form on there where they can fill it out and get in contact with us. We also have a Facebook page where they can reach out to us through that.
Okay.
And the process is really simple. Once they get in contact with us, I will set up a time to talk to them.
Yeah.
And we'll kind of talk about what's going on in their life, what is going on with their children. And then I will pull together a big list of resources for them and try to make it as simple as possible for them to get all the things that they need to improve their lives.
She connects them with like the actual doctor and the contact information, and it's not just one person. It's a plethora of resources. But yeah, Facebook is probably the best way to get a hold of us, as well as, a big part of what we want to do is just, I don't even know how to put in words of all the things I want to say right now, but our passion for this community and this is like no one else's I've seen, and we truly love these families, and these families become part of our community. And if they want to get in contact, we're also looking for great resources that they've had access to, right?
Okay.
Hey, we've had great experience with this basketball program. Here's somebody that you can get in contact with.
Where do you take your autistic child who doesn't sit down to get their hair cut?
Right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. There's just little bitty things. A client today was telling you of all the inclusive playgrounds. We have a great one here in South Clinton, but just across the greater Knoxville area.
Yes.
List of inclusive playgrounds, schools, alternative type of schools specifically for special needs children, if that's something that parents are interested in. Just lots of things that I think parents don't think to ask about.
Yes.
And they're kind of at a loss too, right?
Yeah.
We can always go to the internet and Google ourselves.
Sure.
But we kind of get lost in that. And so that's the purpose
What
of
was the
Katie.
metaphor? It's like drinking from a fire hose.
Yeah. Just so much
It's
information.
just so much information.
And you guys can
Katie
kind of
does it.
parse that down to the individual need of the individual
Exactly.
family.
Yeah. And then get them connected to what they need. And then we're always there as a resource as the children grow, right? The
Sure.
resources and their needs change. And so we have all that access at our fingertips, and we're connected with the ARC of Anderson County, the statewide ARC chapter. We are connected to the Cantrell Law Firm. We're connected to Dale and his No Limits Foundations that he started. And so we want to be that resource hub for these families.
And how do you guys, as a 501c3 or whatever, how do you guys sustain yourself? How do you guys?
That is a wonderful question.
How do people help if they're out there and they would like to contribute and help you guys?
We would very much appreciate that. We do accept donations. We have Venmo and PayPal, and our information is on our Facebook page, and I can give it to you as well.
Sure.
And we would also love to partner with businesses, one, to maybe help them set up a sensory-friendly area at their office.
Sure.
They can advertise that they are an inclusive environment. And then if they wanted to financially assist with the things that we are doing also, right now we actually have a fundraiser that we're doing for special education teachers, our local teachers.
Okay.
They work so hard to support our special needs children. It's a special calling to be a special education teacher. You have days where your heart is so full of love, and then you have other days where your heart's still full of love, but you could really use a nap.
A vacation, huh?
And there's a lot of supplies that they not that they're like, our school system does a phenomenal job of making sure they have everything that they need, but a lot of what we do it takes colored ink and cardstock and laminate and Velcro.
We go through a lot of supplies in the special education classroom.
And we just want them to be seen and thanked for what they do, because they're in the trenches, and, we want to sing their praises of all the great things and the things that they're doing on behalf of these children.
So you're available to help families and even assist some of these teachers if you can, if you guys have the resources to do that.
We would love to be able to do that.
When, if there are businesses out there, for instance, I'd never thought of anything like that. And I'm sure there are tons of other people, whether it's a restaurant or what, that has never even considered that. And if they would like to talk to you about ways that they can adjust their business, do you guys do that too? Do you offer them ideas of, hey, here's how you can set aside a place without it encroaching too much on the rest of your business? So you guys can do that too?
Absolutely. We would love to do that. And it really doesn't take a whole lot.
Sure. So they could just call you and say, hey, I do cut hair, and I would love to, invite people that are autistic. What do I do? And you can kind of help them.
And we have a point of contact that I don't know if we've specifically reached out to her yet, but we have had lots of families say there's a lady in Knoxville, I forget the name of her, but she lives across from a park, and she focuses specifically with children on the spectrum, and if they're unable to sit in the chair and get their hair cut, because it's not like dropping in at Great Clips and sitting there and getting their hair cut. I mean, it's a whole sensory process.
Sure.
she has a park, and she just picks up her little clippers bag and she walks around and follows them. And I mean, families
cuts their hair as they go.
Cuts their hair as they go, and the families are like, "This is the best experience we've ever had," because they're not forced to sit in a chair. The expectation, like they're already overwhelmed with the new place and clippers and the noise and all the things, and it's just neat.
What are some of the other things that we might not think of that that you can help businesses do? I mean, what other things do parents with autistic children, what other challenges do they face going out in the community?
I know one that the state is pushing for right now, and parents, is to have changing areas for their kids, not just for infants, but for older kids as well who might need an area to change. You don't want to lay down in the bathroom floor, right? You know, none of us would like to do that.
No.
And these parents don't want their kids to lay down in the bathroom floor to change. So I think they still have a grant going right now to provide funds for businesses who would like to add changing areas in their business.
And right now they've done a lot of that within the state parks, and then having accessible trails, as well as these adult-sized changing tables for them to have access to while they're within the parks. But yeah, there is definitely a great grant out there, and the state is doing so many really big programs that are out there. There's Katie Beckett, there's the Family Support, there's 1010 that works specifically with assistive technology. There's the changing table. They've changed their whole, instead of it being working specifically with intellectual disabilities, it's also intellectual disabilities and aging. So as they're aging as adults, we've worked with her trying to get families connected to lawyers and, going through that process of trust and conservatorship. And there's just a whole,
how do families deal with that when they've got an autistic child, maybe a severely autistic child, and mom and dad are getting up in age, you know what I mean? And they still have a 45-year-old child or something. You guys work with them to be able to find ways to ensure that individual has services and help. And
if we don't know, we will figure it out and get them connected to people that do that.
We have a couple different connections right now that it's called life planning.
Gotcha.
And they the people that we've connected with, they are passionate about what they do. Specifically, one of the people that I'm working with, he has a sister who has Down syndrome. And so this was a very personal calling for him to help families. And he said that he starts out by getting to know the families and what does this child love to do? What's going to make them happy and successful in life after you're gone? Because we just don't want a financial plan for them. We want them to go on and be better and better.
Sure.
So he said that he tries to make it not so depressing. It's more about planning happiness for your loved one.
That's true.
So we have some really great connections on that front.
Did the number of people that need this type of service or assistance, did it surprise you, or have you been aware of it for a while, or has it something that's grown?
It's something that I think personally, abstractly, that a lot of these parents need help and are overwhelmed. But when you're actually connecting with individual people and hearing their stories, it just kind of hits you right in the heart that these people were going through these struggles and feeling alone and just, kind of wondering to themselves, why can I not get help? And so I honestly can't imagine a better job than getting to help these people and, assuring them that there are people out there that care.
In a sense, you're creating a community where they can come together and support each other, and a community too where people bring information, knowledge, and then you guys hold that resource and able to give it to somebody else, the knowledge and information.
We have a beautiful database. We're trying really hard to create a database of all these wonderful resources, so that they are easily accessible for us to be able to share with families. And then, as we talked earlier, having people share their resources with us so that we can add that to our database and then share even more with other families.
Do you guys have like a brick and mortar office yet, or is this just?
Do.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Where are you guys at?
So we are in Emory Park there next to the IGA in Oak Ridge, kind of behind the Home Depot and the Fire and Salt.
Okay.
They're on Emory Road. So, but we serve across the state of Tennessee. A lot of what we can do is virtually. Did you ever watch, now I'm going to forget the name of the show, New Amsterdam?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, well, so.
Maybe. It's about New York.
It is
Okay,
about New York,
I have seen part of it,
is,
yes.
the medical director comes in and he flips the script, right? And so
Yes,
just
I
making
have
all
seen
of these
that.
policy changes and making people do the changes that he thinks is important, he flips the scripts and asks them, how can I help?
Yes.
And that's essentially our bottom line, is how can we help? We want to help these families get connected, to alleviate some red tape, to be able to go to sleep at night. I mean, I can't tell you how many countless text messages that I've gotten in the middle of the night, because again, these people become your family, that says, Mindy, I had like a nightmare of what happens when I pass away.
Sure.
What if there's a freak accident when what's going to happen to my children, or to, and then to add on the stress of it being a nonverbal child, and, all the other compiling things. And a lot of families, don't have as many supports and like family to rely on. So it's a lot of independent things that they have to do on their own. And that's just hard. And we just want to help these families be prepared and live in an inclusive environment that they feel comfortable going and doing and being a part of, but also that they feel
supported.
Yeah.
Yeah. How long have you guys been doing this?
Well, these businesses are new. We officially launched in August.
Okay.
We are actually having ribbon cuttings soon. Xander's Place hasn't been scheduled yet.
We rescheduled Advo Kids with the Anderson County Chamber November 6th, first Wednesday in November. Yeah, so I've really been working on this since January.
Okay.
And we got our office space, and we worked all summer. And our first big thing was we were at the Anderson County Fair, and then we really launched. A lot of what we do is aligned with the school system. So, the 2024 school year. And then, we'll just keep trucking along.
If you guys will send us, for one, when you have an event or something like that, if you'll send us email or whatever, we'll post it and put it on so that we can try and invite more people. And then if you will send me your links or whatever, I can link to your Xander-place.com, right? We'll put a link up to that on our website as well, and just try and get as much of the word out as we can.
Thank you. We really appreciate that.
So do you need volunteers right now? Do you need more financial assistance? Do you tell people what you need, and we'll see if we can help with that too. And also, do you care if I see if our audience has any questions for you guys? Because I don't really know exactly what to ask. You guys know more about what's going on than I do to ask, and maybe there's somebody out there that has a question.
Yeah.
Okay. Needs first. Yep.
Yeah. Right now, obviously, we do need financial support to be able to do more with Xander's Place.
Sure.
We have big dreams of all that we would like to do, and
we want a Xander's Place in every county across the state of Tennessee. We want this to be like a very social work type of environment for the special needs families. That's our ultimate goal.
I was around when the first Isaiah's House started, when that idea started, the lady that started that, and you see how it's grown and the help and things that it's done. So I can kind of see you guys following that same thing, having a great idea and expanding. Because it's not been, 10 years since they started that program? And it's now a huge program in our state.
It's wonderful.
Sure, yeah, it's a great program. So hopefully you guys can follow in that, because obviously it's needed. And it's not something that if you don't experience it, it's not something that's always,
At the forefront.
on your forefront of what you're thinking about. So it's like now, if somebody ever called me and said, "Hey, we've got a child, and I know I can send them to you guys," but prior to that, I would have not really known where I'd had to start making phone calls to find out where to find help for them. So that's fantastic. Let me see. I want to take a break and just see if our listeners have anything they'd like to ask that maybe I've not asked, or questions about anything else. If they have a child or a grandchild, or maybe an acquaintance that has a child that maybe has an issue, and you might be able to help them with something. So let me do that. We'll take a quick break. If you guys have a question, 865-457-1380. Our guests are from Xander House. And if you have a question, call me. We'll be back here in 2 minutes. We'll come back and wrap up with these ladies, or we'll come back and take your all's questions.
Did you know that a lot of contractors are hiring people from out of town with no guarantee of their qualifications? Are you tired of going through temp services and getting unskilled labor? Keep jobs local and keep money in-state. Partner with Local 102 for all your mechanical job needs. Skilled labor that's always improving with state-of-the-art training. Let Local 102 be the job source for the best in plumbing, pipe fitting, welding, and HVAC. Visit ualocal102.org to learn more about Local 102. Your goals equal our goals.
Powell Clinch Utility District wants to make your next home improvement a success. Their appliances are made with you in mind to update your kitchen, laundry room, and provide you with endless hot water. Want to improve your outdoor living? PCUD sells griddles, grills, and fire pits, all powered by natural gas, so you never have to fill a tank again. They also offer appliance installation and 0% financing added directly to your monthly bill. Visit PCUD Showroom in Rocky Top, their website at pcud.org, or call 865-426-2822 to learn more. PCUD is your natural gas provider.
Fall has risen. Soon I will satisfy my thirst for a win. And there is only one way to do it, by playing the new October instant games from the Tennessee Lottery. Fly by your nearest Tennessee Lottery retailer for some instant fun. I'll meet you there. You can count on it.
With October instant games, you could sink your teeth into top prizes of up to $500,000. Only from the Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
1, 2, it's coming for you. 3, 4, you could win much more. 5, 6 on a scratch ticket. 7, 8, it's not too late. The new haunted Jumbo Bucks instant game with a top prize of $75,000. It's a terrifyingly great way to celebrate Halloween. Only from the Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun. Just remember to play responsibly. 9, 10, time to play again.
Here's Darla, co-owner of H&H Body Shop, on what she likes about her job.
Well, we get to help people, and we get to help people through a rough time in their life, because everybody don't have a wreck every day. And when they do, they're a lot of times distraught, don't know where to go, don't know what to do. So just helping them get into the process and get through the process.
The days of going from body shop to get estimates are gone. You guys can handle everything for your customers, right?
Yeah, we'll get the car towed here. If it's not non-drivable, then we have their rental car schedule for when they get here. We try to fix your car like it was our own.
H&H Body Shop, North Main Street in Clinton. Call 865-457-9734. 865-457-9734. H&H Body Shop. There since 1960. There when you need them.
By now, you're probably familiar with the Pinnacle Girl on TV.
It's Pinnacle Home Improvement.
Bailey has her own way of saying Pinnacle.
That's what I said, Pinnacle.
And we're okay with that. She even teaches a class on how to say Pinnacle.
Pick-a-no.
Perfect. But no No matter how you say it, Pinnacle Home Improvements is your home exterior remodeling experts, featuring quality products and award-winning service. And now for a limited time, Pinnacle is offering 0 down payment, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 12 months. Get a new roof installed, windows for your entire house, or new siding, and make it easy on yourself. Call now, 865-465-9130. That's 865-465-9130. Or go to PinnacleHomeImprovements.com.
Pinnacle Home Improvement.
Bailey, it's Pinnacle.
That's what I said. Pinnacle. Pinnacle.
With credit approval, some conditions apply.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards concert tickets for your daughter to see that singer who sings about painful breakups. And one song will inspire your little beauty to break up with that beast she's dating, Brian. Instead, she'll date someone who's nice and worthy of her love, not someone who addresses you and your spouse as bro. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
How was your drive to school?
Let me tell you, I had to get my iced coffee first. I just can't seem to put it down. My favorite rapper just announced a tour. My phone was buzzing like crazy. I'm so excited. I had to text all my friends right then to talk about it. Then, someone started calling me and...
Let's try that again.
I turned my phone off right away. I never drive distracted.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
All right, guys. Ladies, thank you very much. We didn't have any questions, but I know we want to talk a little bit about businesses, business participation, even if it's a business that might not be a walk-in business, but that could possibly help with some things that you guys have going forward. Can we talk a little bit about that, what we were talking about in the break?
Okay, so businesses can work with us with what we're doing. We would love for them to support these teachers that we're doing our fundraiser for. We could have them donate, if they wanted to donate physical supplies.
Mm-hmm.
We are including things like tissues, paper towels, cleaning supplies, as well as classroom supplies, the typical supplies that you would think of, and special supplies for the special needs classroom, like fidgets and sensory type of things.
Okay.
And they can donate those physical supplies. They could participate financially, or they could donate things from their business, like gift cards from their business.
Yeah.
Whatever way that they choose to participate with us, we would give them a shout out on our social media page. And then we would also include a card from them in our actual gift baskets that we're going to be giving out right before winter break when the schools go.
About how many special education teachers are y'all trying to serve here?
I was recently informed that solely in the Anderson County school system, there are over 100 special ed teachers.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I did not know that.
So that is only the Anderson County school system.
Wow.
That is not including any of our city schools or surrounding areas. So we have a big
job ahead of you.
Big job ahead of us, yes.
So you really would like to put together 100 gift/help baskets for these teachers, for them, for their well-being, and to help them to teach the kids. Okay.
And we're opening, or this is running until right before winter break. We're really looking to have all this set up by December 13th so that we can deliver all of this to the teachers that last week before winter break.
Do you guys have a phone number? A lot of folks that listen may or may not be technologically advanced, but if they send good old phone number, a lot of times will work a little bit easier. Is there a way you can reach one of you guys?
Yeah. They can call me at 865-313-7989.
Very good. Just in case. And of course, we've still got the website, which is xander-place.com. And Facebook, they just search Xander Place.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Anything else you want anybody to know? Anything we haven't covered? Anything you need to tell?
We're just really excited to be 2 new businesses in the community. We're just
really excited about the support that we've received so far. and so grateful for the businesses that have partnered with us.
Are you all a 501c3? Have you?
Yes, so Xander's Place is, and then Avo Kids is our profitable
Gotcha.
business.
And now Avo Kids, talk a little bit about that. What do you guys do with that? Because we haven't mentioned that much.
So families can hire me to be an advocate for them.
Yes.
I offer a variety of services, but the 3 top services would be I can just coach them through an IEP. They can go in just equipped with all the information. I can attend an IEP meeting or 504 meeting and be in person with them, or I can attend virtually. And I'm doing that across the state of Tennessee.
That's where you get with the parents to help and form an education program that is catered to their child and their child's needs.
And we just help the parents.
You said you're in Murfreesboro and what, Wartburg yesterday?
Wartburg, I've been to Scott County.
Morgan County.
Yeah.
She's traveled far and wide these past couple weeks.
Was it just your participation in the school system and seeing the need that had you start the business, and then this 501c3 on top of it?
My heart is with the most severe students, and typically that classroom is called the Comprehensive Developmental Classroom. And when you look at it, those children are typically in that class, kindergarten through 5th grade, 6th through 8th grade, and then through high school, and as they are super seniors.
Yes.
And so let's estimate that there might be 1 or 2 turnovers, but typically they have up to, they have 1 elementary special education teacher, 1 middle school, 1 high school teacher. And what I noticed is that those families really, really struggle getting connected to resources, knowing what was accessible. And, even as a special educator, a part of, our job is to help families, be involved within the community. But there were so many things like we've talked about today that I had personally no idea.
Oh, I didn't know any of it.
So it's just been super fun, too, just to research and find all that information. So that's really where I saw the need, was that there was a gap in services. And it's not just in our area, it's across the state of Tennessee. There's a gap of services. Teachers were in the trenches. We're showing up. We're doing best by kids. And families are also on the other side showing up and doing what's best by their kids. But there was a gap. There's a gap in services of the communication.
Yes.
How are we communicating with these families? And at the end of the day, most of the time, their point of contact is their teacher. And we want to equip the teachers, and we want to also equip the families and bridge that gap.
Sure.
That's the whole purpose of both Avo Kids and Xander's Place, is just bridging that gap to help them work together as their team, to help them get connected to resources accessible to them, so that we are doing the whole child a service. And really our ultimate goal is to change the trajectory.
That's
right?
awesome.
We want to change the trajectory, earlier intervention, getting them connected now, and then we continue. The beauty of what we do is this is not a one and done service.
Sure.
It's
continuing, and I guess it changes as the child ages and changes.
Yeah, and as their needs changes, that's, we have the ability to adjust and do that as well.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you all for coming in, and I appreciate it. I hope that we can, through awareness through the community, help somebody and also help you guys. I don't know, do you have a need for pencils and any of these things that you put together?
Yeah.
There's a box of Merle FM pencils out there, thousands upon thousands of them. Take as many as you need. I don't know how we ended up with a bunch of pencils, but first thing I thought is we'll give those to teachers to give the kids in class if they need them.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Take as many as you would like.
Thank you.
Please. And thank you. And if you'll email us or just keep us in the loop with what you do, I'll make sure that we get the station to follow your Facebook page as well. Happy to put it up here, anything that we can do.
We really appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, come back after a little while too. You guys get things, ever so often, and just give people an update. We'd be happy to do that. Okay.
We would love to come back and visit you.
Anytime. Thank you very much. Once again, folks, it's Xander's Place. You can find it online, xanders-place.com. Easier maybe to go to Facebook. If you would like to call for more information, 865-313-7989. Is that right, Kim? Okay. And there you go. Have a great day. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
All right, ladies. Folks, we're going to wrap things up. Have a fantastic weekend.
Thank you for listening to AM 1380 WYSH and Ask Your Neighbor. Make sure you tune in at 10 a.m. each day, Monday through Friday, right here on AM 1380 WYSH and BBB TV 12. Or listen live online at WYSHradio.com. And remember, if you have a question, comment, or problem, call in tomorrow and ask your neighbor. Or email